Okay. Uh, let's move on to the other two types of assembly, other two types of meat, standard meat and sorry, mechanical meat and advanced meat.
Yes.
Even with the standard meat itself, we can do most of the assembly. But the thing is that it's not possible to bring any kind of motions or movements to that bodies. Understood?
Yes.
Now let's see some some advanced meat first. And with advanced meats, actually advanced mate is something like a collection or something like a combination of some standard mates. Okay, I will show you will understand when I show you this. Let me
Sure.
insert let me create two parts, new part, and select on the plane in which we have to start making this part two. I'm selecting front plane, and when I select the front plane, the part is changed to editing mode. The tool has changed, the interface has changed, and it is now just like a part design, and we can create anything required, right?
Yes.
Let me create a simple square block or something like this. Let me give the dimensions and all. Always make sure that we are creating this new part and starting the sketch. Okay, there is a
Sure.
chance that we simply start sketching and it won't be able to create any 3D figures with that sketch. If we are
Uh,
starting with, you see, even I'm just exiting this just to show that. You see, even there is a sketch tab is there, but without a new part there is no point in creating. There are some uses are there, but there is no point in creating 2D sketches without creating this new part. Okay,
yeah.
I'm just moving back to our editing of that part. For that, right click, go to edit part, and it will change to editing mode, and the feature here, tools here changed. Now right click, edit sketch, and make some changes if required. Let me create something here. Okay, let it be our one part. And I have, if I have completed the sketch, just give exit sketch. Okay,
Yes.
and there is a rebuild signal is there. If I find a rebuild signal like that, just go in the part, just go to this tool and make a rebuild, and it will show. Sometimes if there is any error also, it will reflect in the tree, but in this case there was no error, and I am going to assembly, drop down, insert new part, and I am creating a second part. Which is the type of assembly we are currently using?
It's like top down assembly.
Right, right, top down assembly. We are creating the part inside the assembly interface itself.
Yes.
Okay, drawing the second part here. Don't think much about the application or use of these parts. Okay,
Sure.
these parts are these drawings are just to understand the purpose of the tools only. Okay, uh,
Yes.
so don't please don't worry about the application of this drawing or this model and all. Okay. For that, we will practice some exercise from our text.
Sure.
These tools very easily you will understand the application, the purpose of the tools. Rebuilt, and it is, you see, while creating this top down approach, or while using this top down approach, Even without giving any mating condition, this part is not mobile. Similarly, this part is also not is not a mobile one. And you can also you will also see no that fixed part or F in the
Yeah,
part. Okay, still
yeah,
it is
but
not
it's not fixed. Any of this is not fixed.
but it will be fixed, and that is made possible due to one constraint which comes automatically uh, s- in top down approach, and it is called in place mate. Okay,
In placement.
understood. That mating condition comes automatically. You see, if I have to move this thing, just delete this in place mate. Okay, then we can move this thing. Okay, here and there.
Okay, okay. So it would not affect on the model if I delete the in placement.
Ah, the it won't affect the model, but we can move the model. The real purpose of the in place mate is to
Stabilize.
fix the part where we are creating. Okay, without and that's the way we are working in a top down assembly. But in this case, I didn't want the part to be exactly there. I want to that to be moved. So I just delete that in placement. Okay, understood.
Suppose I want to back the in placement on second, then what I have to do?
No. That in place mate can be bring back only by doing undo. No other way. But there is no by doing undo. I can bring that one. Otherwise, there is no other way to make that in place mate. Bring
Uh,
back that in place mate.
uh,
That's an automatic meet. We have nowhere we can find an in place mate or something like that. Okay. Um,
yeah,
but the thing is that we can place it with using other mating conditions, our standard mates and all. We can create that the coincident mates, coincident this with this space and this space, not in this direction, flip uh, in this direction. Okay, and coincident with this space and this space, that thing will work as usual. No issue with that. Okay.
yeah,
uh, I'm just deleting that coincident mates because my purpose is now not this thing. We are going to standard mate and the sorry, advanced mate, and the first tool under that advanced mate is profile center. The profile center mate is done only if the geometrical center of these faces are identified by the software. Otherwise, it won't be working. Okay.
uh,
For the geometrical centers to be, the software has to identify the geometrical centers of that faces. You see, if I am selecting this face and this face, the geometrical center of that two faces will see here. It's not taking into account this the center of this face. I thought it will take, but it is not taking. Mm, geometrical center this face, no. I'm just just making a modification in this face so that the part is changed so that it is uh, the software is taking the geometrical center. Okay, I'm just editing this sketch.
sure.
For that I can either right click, edit part, and edit sketch. I'm just making, I thought it will take, but it didn't took.
Mm.
This is not a much complicated shape, right? Still it didn't took the. Just to give a symmetry about this face. Hold control, hold select these three, and give a symmetry, and also give a dimension for this thing. It got fully defined. Okay, the sketch got fully defined. Exit, and Why it is not changing? It should change, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
Let me open this part in a separate file. Okay, right click open part and it will get opened in a separate drawing.
Sure.
Here also it is reflecting, but it is not reflecting to the final model. I hope that was some loading issue or something. Okay, I
Uh,
don't find any other possible reason. Now it got reflected. Okay,
yeah.
we were saying about standard. The first mate under the standard mates. It's called a profile sender. In profile
Yes.
send, just select profile sender. I'm selecting this face, and this face. You see, uh, the center point of that two faces got aligned.
Yeah.
It is not just coincident. It's also making sure that the center point of this face and the other face are touching each other. Here also, flip dim we can give a spacing between this thing. You see, if I'm increasing the distance, it will reflect. Flip dimension. uh, okay, it is aligned, but
Yes.
it is make. And also I can make a rotation here like this.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what uh, I'm just giving that. I'm making that back to zero. Okay, this is profile sender. Understood?
Yeah.
Clear, right?
Clear it is.
Okay, fine. Then we have and just create just like we created reference geometry in a part design. We can also create a reference geometry in an assembly design also. For that, under assembly tab there is an option called reference geometry. Just like we created uh, new planes or points or coordinate system or axis in part, here also we can create. Okay, depending upon our need we can create one. Okay,
Yes.
just telling you so that it might be useful in coming sessions and all. Coming drawings and all. Okay,
Sure.
I'm creating a new part here. As I don't want to create a open a new part and all, I'm just because lazy. Okay, instead of creating a new part and all, I'm creating here only. Okay, and after that I will just delete that in placements. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Sure.
it is same thing as creating new and importing. Okay,
Sure.
but just to avoid that step, I was just creating here insert new part. I'm selecting this face. And this is to show this is to show the next tool. Okay,
Yeah.
uh, just like a simple rectangular box is enough. Fully defined, calculate, extrude, and exit part. The part is finished, and I am deleting this third in placement so that I can move this part like this. Fine. Hello, Mr. Ru? I'm back. Okay. You have clear up to this, right? I just created this part and just deleted that in placement. Did you notice that thing? Did you see that thing? Or net went
Till
off before
deleting
that?
this part I have noticed, but after that, the deleting point I did not
Ah,
notice
okay,
actually.
okay, okay, okay. I'm just undoing that. So it's back to the uh, previous stage. Okay, it was like this. I have created a new part and it is not movable because there is in place mate. I'm just deleting that in place mate. Okay,
Yeah.
now I can move this thing, and uh, there is a center plane like this, right? Right plane is there. It is not even if I'm showing that it's not visible properly. To avoid that issue, the original right plane is not visible. To avoid that thing, I have created a new thing. Still, that is also not shown. Anyway, you see, I'm using the next mate called symmetry under advanced mates. You see, in that I have to the references are or the selections are a plane and a face. I'm selecting these two face. You see that face is now symmetric with this the center plane. Understood?
Yes, yes.
Similarly, I am again going for symmetry, dropping this thing down so that I can see the not right plane. I want to see the top plane as one of the selection symmetry plane, and as the entities to meet this face and this face. That two face will be coming exactly to the center. Okay, even without using some dimension and all, I have placed this thing in the exact center. Okay, just
Yeah.
and also I am applying simply coincidence so that I don't want this to no use. Simply I'm just placing here. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you are clear with the standard mate profile, center and symmetry, right?
Yeah.
Then we have some another interesting mate called width mate. In width mate, what we do is that for showing width mate, let me create another geometry here, another geometry. Also, before that, let me make some small change for this thing. Edit part 2. I'm selecting part 2 either from the tree or from the this model window. I'm just selecting that, right click edit part, or left click will also do edit part. I'm just changing the dimension of this thing, these things. Okay, let it be 20, say let it be 40. Let this also be 40. Update. Okay, 40, 40. This didn't got changed. 40. After every change, make an update. Okay,
Sure.
40. And also this thing is not 8. Let it be some 50. It's exit part. Okay. Now I'm creating a new part here. For that, again that the part which I'm going to make uh, is you see I just inserted new part. A part 5 is formed in the tree, but it is there is nothing inside that because we haven't created anything. Just select a plane. You see, select the face or plane on which to position the new part. I am selecting this face. Okay, I'm selecting this face and I'm sketching something here. Let it be something like this. Okay,
Yeah.
giving a symmetry here. 55, 20, making dimensions so that it is fully defined. No other use. Okay,
Sure.
no other purpose for this dimension. Just to make it symmetry. Sorry, just to make it defined. The symmetry is lost. No, not the symmetry is not. The dimension, there is, the dimension is lost. I'm just giving another dimension. Let this thing be mirrored, okay? Mirrored about this axis. You are clear with these tools, right? There
Yeah,
is
yeah.
nothing new I have used. Everything our
Just
all
need to
set.
understand the relation and using.
Sorry.
Here, just need to understand the relation and what is the purpose of it.
Yes, yes, yes. Why it is not fully defined? Just click and drag to see what is the reason for the height is the
Yeah,
no this. I'm just deleting this lines and making it in a single line so that to avoid this issues. Okay.
yeah,
Still it is not defined. Why? The height is I haven't mentioned the height from this point to this point. Sorry, from this point to this line. There's some value. Exit, extrude. I have created part 5. Let it be some 50. I have created it exactly the center, but I want this part to be moved. So what I'm doing is I'm just deleting this symmetry, this mix, this in placement. Okay. I will say one of the possible mistakes which we can make while creating this part. Okay, while creating this part, you see,
yes.
while creating this part or while drawing this sketch, assume that I have made use of the. It's not defined. Why? I think that is the.
For
You see,
height, same. No,
this
not for
this
height.
is not in aligned with the center. Make
Yeah.
coincident. Okay, make coincident. Still dimension. So there is some reason is there. From here to here, I have to give a distance. Okay, so it is not defined. It is not. I made the dimension not with the center, but with the endpoint of this line. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Not is fully defined. Okay, fine. You see, if I'm using some relations while creating this sketch, if I'm using some relation with these edges, these even if these edges are frozen, I can use it for converting entities and all.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I can use
Uh,
that for converting entities and all. If I'm making use of that edge and think that I am after some time I am changing this the position of that body so that
mhm.
the edge also will get moved, right?
Yes, yes.
That will affect this geometry. Okay, if I'm making use of this body uh, as a reference for creating this thing, it will affect the geometry. Okay.
Uh, okay, okay. So what is the solution?
Make use of dimensions at maximum.
Okay, okay.
Not this geometry.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
Dimensions and other relationship.
Okay.
You see, but here it is still showing that there is an arrow, right? With side to this sketch, there is an arrow.
Yes.
Can you see?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that arrow actually represent that I have made use of some other. some other features, some other edges,
Okay.
not just this edge. For to find that, I'm just opening this thing in a separate model. Okay. Yes,
Hmm.
such these are the possible issues, possible problems when we create uh, in assembly in assembly interface itself. Okay,
Okay.
try to avoid those things. Okay, let me check what is the issue. Edit sketch. Anyway, I can't find any other relations that is pointing towards the other geometry. Okay, I
It
find.
seems,
Sorry.
yeah. It seems okay here. No
Yes,
relation
yes,
with
yes,
other.
yes. It's not. It's not. I'm not finding any problem with that thing. Okay, let me just move this part, and after moving, just update this thing. Okay, you see, there is some. We will find if there is any error while
Yeah.
updating. If that updating is showing no problem, there is some problem. You see, while I moved and made an updation, there is some problem.
Yeah.
The problem is pointing towards the sketch only. You see
Uh,
that blue, yellow
Must
color.
be. Yeah.
Right click, edit sketch, or open in a new part. I know I'm just giving edit sketch. While editing the sketch, please save the geometry. Okay, save the assembly. Okay.
Uh,
I should have created this part separately and imported. And understood. If I have created separately, this problem would not have arisen.
uh,
Also, while editing, it is asking for to save the geometry. Before saving, I am making sure that I'm creating a new folder and saving, so that there if there are some some other parts with the same name, same name, like part 4 or part 5, it will oversave, right? When I'm doing when I'm making this option, save externally, uh, it shouldn't replace some other part. Understood?
yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
I just made a new folder and saved it. And while editing, I can see that.
Red and yellow mark.
Yes, the problem is with the center line. Okay,
Yes.
the center line has some issue. This coincident, this vertically are having some issues. What I'm doing is that I'm just deleting this coincident. You see, the sketch is overdefined due to some issue. We know how to solve that issue. Overdefine,
Sketch.
diagnose, and it is showing if I delete this coincidence, the figure is fully defined. I'm just accepting that solution, giving OK, and exit sketch. Now you see there is no arrow, that arrow with the pointing outwards in that sketch,
Uh, yes, yes.
and also the figure is right.
Yeah.
And if I'm moving, if I'm deleting that, I deleted that in place, and if I'm moving, there is no issue. Okay. Understood?
Yes.
You're very clear, right? Up to this much?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Okay,
clear. The
okay.
middle of the thing, it's got little bit difficult cause of this part.
Yes, that's all. And now I think now it one way it is helpful. Now you know some uh, possible
Way to
error,
solve it.
possible error. This kind of error usually don't occur if you are importing a part,
Uh-huh.
right? That
Okay,
that
yes.
that error occurs only when we are creating in top-down approach.
Yes.
You see, uh, and just selecting this space and this space and giving a coincident mate. Okay, mate. Coincident mate is automatically detected. Okay, I just created a coincident mate. But you see, it can be coincident anywhere like this. But I want this thing to be placed exactly the center of this space between
So it has to
this
follow.
exactly with the center of this space and this space.
Yeah.
Okay, for that I can use under advanced mate the third one, uh, which is width mate. For width mates, it is there are different types are there. Percentage is there, dimension is there, free is there, centered is there. I'm selecting centered, and as a width selection, I'm selecting these two faces. And as the tab selection, I'm selecting either I can select these two faces, or I can select these two faces.
Okay, okay.
You see, that will place
Yeah.
exactly there.
Mm.
Understood?
Yes, yes.
And the
Got
width
it.
and the tab can be not the same order order also. Okay, it can be interchanged. Even I can
Uh-huh.
change width as this face and this face, and tab as this face and this face. That will also do.
Okay.
Okay, now we have said what all things under mates,
We
profile,
talked
symmetry,
mobile
width,
setting and voice.
and there is one thing called path mates. I will come on to that. Before that, let's see a linear coupler and uh, limit distance. Okay,
Yeah.
if I have to create another a part a same copy of this part file, just uh, hold control and left click and drag the part. Okay,
Yeah.
and I am applying a coincident between these two faces, coincident mate, and I am again applying a width mate here under width
Advanced.
mates, advanced mate width. You see, initially I selected width as these faces, right? I can
Yeah.
select width as these faces and tab as these faces. That will also
Okay.
work. Okay.
Okay.
Now you see, I'm going to use a linear coupler in that thing, and you see now it will be moving around this thing only. You see, it is going through the geometry and all. Uh, I'm using a linear coupler mate. For that, I have to select two entities, two faces or two bodies has to be selected. As the faces, I'm selecting this thing and this thing. Okay.
Okay. And what about the third option?
Either one is required.
Okay.
Either select two bodies or select two surfaces, two
Okay.
faces. I'm selecting two surfaces. For this thing, I'm selecting this surface, and here I'm selecting this surface.
No, okay.
Okay. The width mate is now applied. Sorry, linear coupler is now applied. You see, if I'm moving this, the other also moves accordingly. And
Yeah.
I'm just right click and editing that feature. Okay, editing and feature. I'm making some. You see, if using reverse option and giving OK, if I'm moving this thing, that will move away. And
Yes, yes.
even I can control the distance. The ratio is 1:1. You see, 1:1. If I move uh, phase one is blue and phase 2 is that violet thing. Okay, I'm giving a value of 1 is to 3. If I am moving this thing 1 mm, no, sorry, if I'm moving this thing 1 mm, the other thing will move 3 mm. I'm just inverting that, okay, to making that to 3 is to 1, okay,
Yeah.
3 is to 1. If I am moving this thing 1 mm, the other will move 3 mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Understood. Yes.
Also, in the width mate, there are some sub options there which we didn't mention. We mentioned only about centered, right? There were
Yeah.
some more options. Please check it that options by yourself. Okay, tell
Uh,
me if you can find out. There was
sure.
a dimension free and percentage and all.
Yeah, yeah.
Please.
It's maybe for the same, for the distance and other thing with the
Yes, right.
object.
That's all. That's all. In centered means it will keep at the center. If it is dimension, I can specify the dimension between one face and another. If it otherwise by percentage we can mention. Otherwise it is free.
Yeah.
It will move. That's all. Okay. Please check those sub option by yourself. Okay.
Sure.
Now you understood about profile center, symmetry, width mates, and linear
And
linear coupler, right? Now let's say this thing, limit distance. In
okay.
limit distance, what we do is that uh,
Limiting the distance
between two
between.
faces, it will limit the distance between two faces. That's it. You see,
Uh,
first of all, let me measure what is the using this evaluate. There is an option called under evaluate tab. There is an option called measure. Okay, I can click on one face to get the surface area perimeter of that surface. If it is two faces, I will get the distance between the two faces and all.
okay.
Okay, minimum distance between two faces, total area, total perimeter, or such things. Okay, not total area, area of the individual part. Play. Okay, just click on this thing. It will show the area
Uh,
of this thing. If I'm clicking on this thing, the area of this thing. Okay, and also the
yeah.
total area is shown here only. Total area is shown here. Okay,
Sure.
and minimum distance, normal distance and all, distance in x y z and all. Okay, I'm just closing this thing. Now I know I have to make sure in such a way that the distance between these two faces is for maximum it is for minimum it is coming as uh, 38, and the distance between that two faces for maximum it is coming as from this face, and this face is coming as some 150. Okay,
Okay.
for that, under mate, I can use this understand advanced mate. I can use this limit distance. In the previous meeting type, we saw not limit distance. That is a fixed distance only. But
Yeah.
here it is a limit distance. Okay, limit distance, and I am selecting uh, this face and this face, and it is asking for a maximum and a minimum value. As a maximum value, I am giving some 38, and sorry, minimum value, and the maximum value I am giving some 150. Okay, you okay? You see,
Yeah.
if I'm moving it backward, it won't be coming less than 150, and also if I'm moving forward after 150, it will stop. It won't move. Understood?
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
That is limit distance. Then similar to limit distance, we also have just give an update. Okay, if whenever you find this symbol, this rebuild symbol here, we will also understand if there is any error with no error. When I updated it, that was fine. Similar
Okay.
to that thing, we also have a limit angle. For limit angle, I'm just using some geometry. Okay, let me use the same geometry. I'm just dragging this thing, and I'm giving a coincident between even this coincident mate can it will even work with the two edges. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
for easiness of understanding the tool, I'm just creating here. Okay, uh, mechanically or these things are not right. Just to understand the part, okay.
Sure.
You see, still that mate is existing between these two faces. If I, while moving this thing, this is also moving,
Yeah. Yes.
but I don't want to affect this thing as such and such things. So I'm just deleting this. No, not deleting. I'm just suppressing this linear coupler and limit distance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that thing to simply move. Suppress it won't affect any other thing. The only thing is that when I move this, it won't reflect. I
Okay.
want our concentration to be here. Okay, that's it. This mate. You understand why the same part only I take a copyright? That's why
Yeah. Yeah.
it's part five only. And if I'm expanding that part five, I can see what are the mating conditions related to that part. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm giving mate, and next is limit angle. Limit angle. In limit angle, select two faces, first face and second face, uh, and maximum and minimum value. Let the minimum value be 30 and maximum value be 95. Okay, I have created limit angle here. You see, I'm moving like this, and after 95, it will. I'm just creating a made between these two edges, vertices also. Okay,
Yeah.
a coincident made between this vertex and this vertex, so that it is remaining at a place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I'm looking, close this mate, okay, with this mate, if this mate is turned on, when I select this select a face, it will go to the selection of the mate. So to close this mate and select this face, and I'm giving a normal. You see, maximum is 95 and minimum is 30.
30. Yeah.
That is limit angle. These are the things coming under advanced mates. Please have a study or look at this thing. Okay, ask me any
Sure.
doubt. I will upload this video also.